Episode 1. As a young lady, Boar walked around an empty city. He talks about how a city of over 500,000 people was cleared in hours by the organizers of the Zodiac tournament called Juni Taisen. As she walks towards the building, she tells herself that she knows she is late, but they have to wait for her. She sees an elevator that should take her to the topmost floor of the competition, but she refuses to climb it. She was trained to be merciless, and she goes on a fighting duel for her father. After fighting the team, her last opponent surrenders to her. She feels pity for him, and she lets him go. She takes him to her father, who hits her and tells her she shouldn't let go of any opportunity to kill. She is stuck in the middle of her father, whose training is gradually becoming abusive, her mother, whose constant care is now an obsession, and her younger sister, Kyoko, who loves killing. She arrives for the competition, where she sees an already dead competitor. The ref asks them to swallow a jewel, and he tells them it's poisoned, and only the winner will be given the poison's antidote. The competition is to retrieve all the 12 jewels from the others before the poison activates in 12 hours. Monkey, one of the competitors who are a peaceful person, says they don't need to fight, and she can kill them and revive them later. As they negotiate, the floor breaks. Rabbit, who killed the first dead competition, approaches Boar for a fight. She plans how she will kill him, but the headless body of the first dead competitor stabs her. She finds out Rabbit is a necromancer. The wound starts killing her. Episode 2. Rabbit takes Boar away as an animated corpse after taking her jewel. The monkey and rat form a union and lie underground for the others. Dog, who has promised an antidote for the poison, hides, so he will come out after 12 hours alive. But a bird sees him. After the bird sees him, Chicken arrives. She asks to form a union with him and says she can see whatever a bird sees, and Bird talks to her. That's how she found him. She tells him Rabbit has kept Boar outside on the road as a trap, so anyone who attacks Boar on the way will be killed. At that point, Dog decides that he should use Poison Chicken to enhance her ability, so she will trigger Rabbit by going to Boar. After taking in the poison, she hits him and breaks his head. On the other hand, Horse meets the strong Ox for physical combat. Episode 3. Chicken reveals that she knows Dog's power and wants him to give her the boast before she kills him. She reveals her upbringing in an abusive home and how she lost her memory before being adopted into a family that trained her to be a killer. She sees Boar and she commands her birds to fight her. Boar defeats most of them, but they outnumber and kill her. She goes into a supermarket to get food, where she meets Rabbit, who asks to take her to his hideout with Monkey. She realizes Monkey's peace pact is true, and she attempts to kill them, but she can't get herself to do it. She leaves and figures the boast she got from Dog is affecting her emotional state. She sees Ox, who has killed Horse. Ox attacks her and kills her. Episode 4. Monkey remembers her last training before leaving the monkeys. She tells them she will use her powers for good. Although they inform her the world is full of evil, in their hideout, Rat tells her that he thinks Chicken is dead because Monkey's words had weakened her before she left. He talks about how her peace pact is unrealistic and unattainable. She looks at him and tells him he is a kid, and his thinking is like one. She remembers how she ended an international war that granted 2 countries independence after a long fight by making peace between them, and tells Rat he is wrong. As they talk about this, they see a dead bird, an animated version of the ones that died during Boar's fight. They realize it is Rabbit and attempt to run. Rabbit finds them. Monkey tells Rat to fight Snake while she fights Rabbit. Episode 5. As they fight, she tries to negotiate with him. He realizes he is unable to attack her, and he calls out all the birds against her. She fights through them. On the other hand, Rat figures Headless Snake can still find him anywhere he hides. He enters an office and tries to figure out how he works. Meanwhile, Old Sheep, who has won the tournament before to get a child, figures he can't win. He has a bomb which he inspires to use when he assembles everyone in the room. Also, he didn't swallow his jewel, as he had figured it was poisoned. He plans he will deceive the others into forming a group with them by telling them he can remove the jewel, then killing them with his bomb. He goes for his first target, which is Tiger. She is drunk, but she notices him immediately. Episode 6. Sheep decides to fight Tiger, considering that she is drunk and she might not be able to win, but he loses and she kills him. On the other hand, Monkey realizes Rabbit isn't good at martial arts. She decides he will be easy prey, but realizes he has played herself when he hits her while at his back. It turns out Headless Snake had given Rabbit her location. The VIP meets together to place their bet on the prospective winner of the fight, since there are just 6 survivors left. Also, Rat escapes from Snake and enters a house. Horse comes to meet him there and tells him that Monkey has died, and also her peace pact. Rat tells Horse that the headless snake is looking for him, so Rat leaves. Horse decides to stay, and unfortunately, the house catches fire and he dies. Episode 7. Snake thinks about when he arrives at the duel with his twin brother, Dragon. They are both thieves, and they know there can be only one survivor from the duel. The first person they meet is Rabbit, who greets them. He asks them to be his friend and cuts off Snake's head. Ox arrives and he asks if they are already killing. In the present time, after Snake leaves the house, he sees Tiger and he attempts to fight her, but she cuts off his hand. She takes his keg and drinks its alcohol. Ox comes by when Snake attempts to attack with his second, and Ox cuts it too. Tiger sees Ox, and she calls him out as though they have personal disagreements. As he asks her if she had once killed her parents, Snake's hands start strangling them. Ox tells Tiger to put aside their fight so they can save each other. He throws fire to Tiger's alcoholic spits to set Snake's hands on fire. Episode 8. Dragon watches as his brother's arms burn. He remembers their childhood as growing up together as criminals and how they are betraying their clients and distributed their clients' money to the public. They are tried in court but win the case with Dragon's argument of their humanitarian acts. After burning off Snake's 2 hands, Ox figures the only way they can destroy any of the undead is to burn them. That's why Rabbit couldn't turn Horse into an undead. As Ox and Tiger think of how to battle Snake, Dragon looks at them and decides to unite with his brother again. Episode 9. Dragon attempts to do a befitting burial for his brother, but Rabbit cuts him off. Rabbit sends all the undead armies to Tiger and Ox, and they find out the coolant Dragon is carrying may be the key to winning. They throw it at the undead and they die. As Tiger and Ox prepare for their duel, Rabbit comes to fight them. They defeat him without stress and prepare for their duel. Episode 10. Tiger remembers when Ox saved her on the battlefield and took her to safety, but she remains angry with him that he doesn't recognize her. At the present time, Rabbit's undead body tries to stab Ox, but Tiger pushes him off and takes the sword. Ox fights with Rabbit and carries Tiger away. She's too weak, and it's obvious she will die. She asks him to kill her, so it won't be as if she died from Rabbit's attack. Before dying, Ox asks her if they knew each other before, but she tells him she dislikes men like him. Episode 11. Tiger's death weighs Ox a lot, that he thinks about the aim of the fight. He's ambushed by an undead rabbit who, with the help of Monkey, incapacitates him. Fortunately, Rat arrives. Rat shows Ox the bomb made by sheep, and Ox asks him to use it. He says he would prefer to die by Rat's bomb than leave Rabbit at large. Rat wins the fight and submits the jewel to the referee, who asks him how he won. He refuses to talk, and on his way out, he starts hallucination. He goes back and grants the interview, after which he leaves. Episode 12. After every fight, the winner's wish is usually granted. He doesn't have any wishes, and at school, he asks his classmate for an idea. She says she would have wished that everyone should be happy. He keeps thinking of his opponent during the fight, and what their wishes are, and he realizes he's the only one without a wish. He is ambushed by the referee, who asks for his wish, and he says he wishes to forget the whole tournament. His wish is granted. He goes to school the next day as usual and sleeps. His classmate comments that he seems so fulfilled. If you enjoyed watching this video, please hit the like button and subscribe for more. Please let us know in the comments section if you want us to recap the next season.